can't hear it. Right now I got some music playing in the background, but you can't hear it. Right now you guys are like dancing to an old rap song that I made a long time ago. Yeah.
Nice.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you about my rapping days. Oh, sorry. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Talking Through the Media. Is your home for entertainment news and reviews by fans for fans. I'm your host Chris Fagan. Tonight we're going to talk a lot about a little and little about a lot of entertainment news and in the world of Hollywood with Ryan Coogler being attacked for no reason. You already know my side of this whole thing. We have our special guest from the J Squared podcast. Thanks for helping me with the show. And okay, so let's just get right into it.
I wanted to ask, do you guys think that toxic fandom bleeds into the writer's room or stems from the writer's room? Because what I find interesting is that I think people are having issues nowadays, not with just female characters, but with female characters that aren't the natural female archetype of characters, that aren't just the damsels in distress or aren't just the cool karate kung fu character that is also smoking hot. Like,
I agree.
I think that's
honest. If the episode 4 of Star Wars came out for the first time today, they would have called Princess Leia woke. Let's be honest.
Yeah, 100%.
Get out of my way, fly boy. Push Han Solo out the way. I'll fly this fucking Millennium Falcon if I want to, right? They would have called her to like forced. She's a princess. Shut the fuck up. They would have said that. Come on.
But then I think that on the other end, in like from what I've seen, like there are ways that, like, I have a huge problem with this when it comes to Marvel, as J-Rock knows. I think that they force write characters to try to make them likable, but they do it too much to where it's just not, it doesn't feel authentic. Like, for example, have you, like, you know, Avengers in Endgame, when like everybody's fighting and then Spider-Man, he gets the gauntlet and he has to get it over to...
Hey, Peter Parker.
Yeah. And exactly. And then all of the women are like, we've got it. And it's like, this is forced.
That was like a nod.
I understand that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I understand that it was. I understand that it was a nod, but then my problem with the nod was that it didn't. There was no build up to the nod. It was just like, oh, let's throw this in there, and you know, it's the female Avengers, right?
There was build up to the nod. I would have called a build up to the nod forced.
No, you know what they should have done? They should have found a way to kind of make all of their scenes lead up to them being in the same place at the same time. Not just them arriving and being like, oh, we just also happen to be women all in the same place. Like there was no leading up to that moment.
But you notice that whenever all the guys jump down together, do that Iron Man landing all together.
Yeah, the superhero pose.
That Superman pose. They don't say that that's forced. Why'd you happen to get all these guys to jump together?
Well, at the same time, you also have to remember Black Widow is also there. There's every woman that's supposed to be there is there. It's not like they're excluded from that jump-in scene.
I mean, even in a moment where, like, with the Avengers also has a woman in the group too. Yeah, but
exactly.
But like, for example, that scene in front of the house on Avengers Age of Ultron where Captain America and Iron Man were talking, split the log and stuff. That's two guys in the front yard cutting grass. That's forced. Where are the ladies? Like, I could say that too. I'm like,
so in that situation, there's also dialogue that's going. There's dialogue.
Every time you talk about this, it just sounds like you hate.
No, he's being a devil's advocate. So he
every single time he talks about this, it just sounds like he hates women. Every single time.
The thing is that
tell me how I should be understanding. The plight for women again. Tell me what we should be doing. What they should.
I'll tell you exactly what it is. All right. Let me
mansplain this.
No, the thing is that my issue is that I love women characters written well, and this is one of my problems. My problem is that Marvel has a tendency lately to not care about the way they're writing women. For example, like I said last time, Gamora written beautifully. Nebula written beautifully.
I remember you saying
I could relate to their trauma. I could understand it, and they become more likable. Even Black Widow, I thought the movie was great. I thought it should have been a series more than a movie, but I thought that the movie, the idea of her, it enhanced my experience, even though I already knew that she passed away. And it's hard to do that because you're not going to see that character until who knows when. But it made her more likable to me because they wrote her well.
She was already likable.
Well,
it made her more likable to me.
Here's what I hear before because we got off topic, but I'll land it right here. But because here's what I hear when I hear that argument. It's always it's like we can't live in a world where we acknowledge that for years there was a real agenda to make actors or characters of color always be the drug dealer, always be the villain, always have the negative stares. Those were real agendas, and they happened for over almost 100 years. And the second we start going, we'll put them in the lead, or we'll put a shine on them, and we'll have all those superheroes, the females land together and stuff. Immediately, people go. It feels like people go, well, I got used to only seeing white guys being the hero for almost 100 years in Hollywood. So now that I'm seeing something original and new, and giving some shine to a new thing now, or another thing that exists in the real world and representation and all that, I'm gonna have to label it in a negative way. It's like, but what about the past 100 years of getting the same knock joke every day? Every movie.
Thank you.
Nobody. Like, it's too late. It's the standard. So keep it going. No, I want something new. I like Coco. I like that movie from Pixar. You know how many white guys were like, why do we have to have this Hispanic movie and whatnot? And then it like damn near made $1 billion. The problem. I just feel like
no, I agree with you. My whole concept is that the pushback for a lot of things gets lessened when you have a Miles Morales in Spider-Verse, because it becomes undeniable, where it's like, no, if you don't like this movie, you're racist, dude. Like, or for example, if you have a Gamora or a Nebula, and then you're like, I don't like these characters, they did. No, you're just finding a reason to not like them because you're sexist. Or when you have the character in The Last of Us, and you're like, oh, she's muscular. No, that's just a reason for you to be sexist. Now, what I'm saying is that if you write the character and you're a guy who's grown up and all you've seen are hot girls doing this and that, whatever, and then you write that into a character and make her the lead, then you're just perpetuating, whatever. You're keeping on the same stereotype, and you're not growing the character, and you're expecting a positive response because the character is a specific gender or race. And that's why that negative backlash does come. And I like to see that deepness or that depth, because you know what that does for me as a Black man? That makes people know, oh, there's more than a drug dealer. There's more than this. There's more than that. But when you just clump it together and say they're women, you should like it, then it makes it forced.
I think some of what you're like, I agree with some of what you're saying, but there's also times where some of these characters aren't meant for you. They're meant for specific women or specific POCs. They're not meant for you to understand.
They should be allowed to put that out there every now and then, because we've had. But what usually happens is people are so used to dominating for this one agenda for like 99% because of Hollywood history. And then the second that 99% turns into 98%, those people go, oh my God, everything's changing. Like it's just one moment.
I think that we're confusing like a little bit of me being critical for being hypercritical when it comes to women, because I feel the same way about every character. I don't feel that same. It's not like I'm saying that, but then when Iron Man, but then when it comes to like a white man or something like that,
they did it with Gamora, they did it with Black Widow and things like that. So
now, if Captain America, for example, with Thor, Thor had no depth, and I didn't like him as a character. I was just like, bro, it's just some white dude. It's just some white dude who's swole and like people think he's attractive. Like that's what I thought. And then when Ragnarok came along and they gave him depth and humor, then that's when I was like, all right, now I can go ahead and say I like that character.
Yeah.
That's because I can understand his struggle. I can't sympathize with this swole guy who's like, oh no, my dad took my hammer. Like, dude, that didn't do anything for me. And he was just a badly written character. I think that some people sacrifice being objective to go ahead and push the narrative of inclusivity. And I think that sometimes we can admit that, hey, look, we're being inclusive, but it was bad writing. I think that when we start admitting that, then we start getting these more well-versed characters and more developed characters.
No, I agree. I agree 100% with that. But the only difference that I remember, because I remember the reviews of that, they always focused on that it was bad writing, and today it'll be bad writing, and then sometimes in these new current reviews, it'll be bad writing, and then they'll sprinkle in a few phrases and sentences that is like woman. Like the way they criticize is also
that's what's wrong.
Different.
That's what's wrong.
They'll be like because they didn't say Thor the Dark World was bad writing, and they were forcing these boring elf things with pointy ears on us.
Yeah.
They didn't say that. They just said it was bad writing. But today it's like bad writing, and they're forcing an agenda. They always throw
the agenda, yeah.
But is the agenda
is
the agenda being forced, and is that the reason for the bad writing? Like, for example, if we had me as a character, or Miles Morales as a character, and he was like, nah, dog, you know what's up, B? If he was doing that, we'd be like, why are you giving him this weird black scent? We would say that this is why it's weird. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. We're not going to say, oh, there's no reason why it's weird. It's just bad writing, guys. We're going to say, no, it's bad writing because you forced a black scent on somebody who didn't have to have a black scent. It's something, it's kind of to that note. I don't know if, I'm sorry if I'm dragging everything on, man. I was just thinking about this.
I'm just trying to remember if I heard the woman scent in it, like the black scent. I'm like, where was the boob scent?
Oh, so it's like when when I was talking about all of the women kind of gathering around and being like, hey, we got it. And like, it's not being authentically formed. That's what I was talking about.
I looked at that scene as like the way Deadpool breaks the fourth wall. I thought they were purposely doing it right in our face.
I thought it was a great scene.
But
it was a great scene.
And the thing is that because
it wasn't meant for you.
Oh, I understand. I understand. I'm just saying.
You're not allowed to watch Wonder Woman premiere.
I mean, you could watch it. That's terrible acting there. You could watch that one.
I actually did really like Wonder Woman.
Like that guy who sued because they wanted to do a thing for women in the Wonder Woman premiere, and a guy sued. It's like it's like all the
people
times
get hurt
where things are like there are literally clubs or men's lounges where women cannot go into, but the second there is a movie premiere for Wonder Woman, a guy sues.
No, that to me is definitely
work.
weird. That to me is definitely weird. And I think that just my point with the whole like all the women come together is that let's do it. Right, like cohesively. I just don't like non-cohesive scenes. Like, because
just drop it. Just drop it.
You see, this is what happens on our podcast. She just makes
because you keep repeating the same thing. Just drop it.
All right.
And then I'm that devil on the shoulder trying to instigate no more.
Exactly. I like the instigation because I like the conversation. Like I want to get on.
But you're wrong. You're wrong.
No,
I'm like Palpatine. Do it.
Do it.
Only through your red pill will you grow stronger.
Order 66.
I mean that's just my thing. I like good writing. I didn't feel like they did it in a way that was palatable because
it's not like that Pegasus horse landed and then what's her name Gwyneth Paltrow landed and then the soundtrack went sisters mothers are doing it for themselves. It's not like that happened.
Exactly. I hate to say it, but
I instigated it again.
That's exactly. That's just how it felt. That's just how
to you, as a man, you.
I agree.
It's like
it's
when
not
people,
for
it's
you.
Like when people tell me that Barack Obama caused more racial division than any other president. I'll throw a curveball at people and be like, I agree, but not because of what anything Obama did. It's just because of how people chose to react to him just being the president.
Mm-hmm. Now, that's where the question is.
That's you.
Is there a situation where it's like, all right, them being women and them doing that scene, is that the issue, or is there an issue about how it was executed? Because I'm not saying it's bad because they're women. I'm saying it's bad because of the execution. If we had it's
not bad that they're women. I could just tell that they were just all men writers because that dialogue was bad. Like, is that what you're?
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because if a woman would have wrote that, she would have known how to make it look so freaking fire.
But even when you watch shows that are written by women, you still get upset.
I'm on one right now. I'm on one right now.
You still get upset when things are written by women.
Because, like I said, you can tell that men wrote it. You could tell that men said, "Oh yeah, just put the girls in there, and they're gonna eat this up." Like you saw from a mile away, and I just don't cater to that.
Okay, I'll give you.
That's my thing.
On that, I'll give you that. Like you said, Miles Morales. If Miles Morales was to jump on screen and be like, "What up, Holmes? Hey, my man, what it look like?"
Yes,
white dude wrote that.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. It's like, oh yeah, I knew some guys were like, "Well, you know what they're gonna love?" Because if women. Like, I'm like, dude, I know a white dude was in his basement. Like, that's why I know that's what happened. And that's why I don't like for women.
Hey, man, my spider sense and watermelon is tingling.
Exactly. Oh, my God. We got it.
I get it. Like, if Miles
I get that part, too.
No, don't switch that now.
I am gonna switch.
Same energy,
I am
bro.
yeah, because when women write characters, you still hate them, so it doesn't matter to me.
What character did
you literally hate all of the Marvel shows that are written by women?
What characters? What character did I hate?
Literally.
Okay. I'm telling you why I hate that specific show. I'm telling you, I'm saying, why is it that they have to be the reason that all of this stuff falls apart? I'm asking a question. Like, I don't like that they're the reason for the issue. Why can't it be, hey, something happened? Like in the men's shows, like in Captain America with Anthony Mackie, he didn't do anything. Like something happened. It didn't have to be. He didn't say, oh man, yeah, I'm Falcon, and I went ahead and I set off this bomb, and now we got to defuse it. What are we gonna do, guys? No. It was okay, I'm done. I'm sorry.
This is what I have to deal with.
Was popping out. Like,
good.
This is what I have to deal with.
Good. I hope it pops.
Exactly, bro. Like, I feel heard here.
All right. So, one of the topics that I was gonna put on was the Thunderbolts thing, but that was the thing that I cut.
Well, who knows? He might dislike the writing for that movie too.
Yeah, no, I heard there's a girl in it. No, I'm joking.
No,
there's multiple women in it.
I love Yelena because Yelena doesn't take no shit. But at the same, I think the only thing with Thunderbolts is that I just don't know if it's going to be good, and I'm tired of being hyped up.
What I was going to talk about was that the early reviews were in.
Have been good,
and I was just going to read. Okay, so I do have it up here. All right, I'll throw it in real quick right now. First reviews of Thunderbolts are in, and early reactions are praising the Marvel movie. Thunderbolts stars Florence Pugh, Sebastian Stan, Wyatt Russell, Olga Kurylenko, if I'm saying that right, Louis Puma, Hannah John Kamen, David Harbour, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and more. Jeez, that was a mouthful. All right. Let me just scroll down. Let me just get right into it. The editor also gave special props to Pugh, who carries much of the dramatic weight of the movie on her back. Now, here's some of the tweets or X that tweet. I'm not going to call it X. That
Yeah,
came in
tweet.
Good.
from about the movie. This comes in from Matt Neglia from Next Best Picture. He says Thunderbolts is in many ways different from other MCU films that have come before it, and that freshness couldn't have arrived at a more opportune time. When the franchise is in need of new blood and direction, it's some of Marvel's darkest material to date, dealing with. You got to click on it to see what the rest of what he said, but I'll pull it up. Let's see, but I'll pull while that's pulling up. Emma Murray says, "Well, Thunderbolts is easily one of the best MCU movies in a long time, and maybe one of my new personal faves. Has so much spark, charisma, and tells a genuinely emotional story you connect with. A tear was shed. Florence Pugh, in particularly superb, just walks away with it." That's another praise on Florence Pugh herself.
That's not a
Last,
surprise.
Eamon Warman says Thunderbolts. That was pretty great. A visually daring, emotional Renaissance superhero film that pushes mental health to the forefront. Florence Pugh brings the heart. David Harbour is consistently funny, and Louis Pullman might be the stealth MVP. Best MCU film in a long while. I mean, that's just some of the things that people are saying. So, what do you think about these early reviews and come out? Let's start with you, J Rock. What do you think about these comments?
I'm not surprised about the Florence Pugh praise. I think she's a fantastic actress. So that's not a surprise. I'm gonna watch it regardless because I'm a Marvel fan, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. But I am a little bit excited about it. I think from the trailers I've seen, it's been pretty hype, and it's looks like a pretty goofy movie. But for them to kind of be praising how dark and like mental health forward it is very intriguing to me.
What
So.
about you? What about you, Jasoma? What do you think about this?
So I feel like it's just a thing with movies, like not especially Marvel movies. I feel like Marvel kind of actually, I think it is with just every movie. Like they say it's the best thing since sliced bread, and I just don't like Marvel just doesn't really have my trust with that at this point. The same way that DC doesn't have my trust with it, but not exactly the same because I can acknowledge there's a difference in skill level when it comes to making movies there. But Marvel has lost it so much that they have to do something to bring me back and reel me in. And I think fantastic.
Deadpool didn't do that for you.
He's a Marvel hater.
So I'm one of the people that like really like when things tie into the main continuity. So that's the problem. I don't like just one-offs and like random things that happen. Deadpool versus Wolverine, Deadpool and Wolverine
And
was great. The only issue that I did have was that I don't know where that kind of goes specifically from
it was
there.
your movie of the year.
It was my movie of the year, but there weren't a lot of good movies last year. Like, so okay. Anyway, like I was saying, the only problem that I had with it. But like I said, I just don't think that I don't know if it's gonna be as great as everybody says it is. It could just be them building up hype around it. I don't know. I want to see it for myself and not just judge it from a bunch of trailers and stuff like that. Because I've been tricked like that before. I expect Florence Pugh to do amazing. She brings it every time, especially in this role. I think that's her bread and butter, and I feel like she's one of the characters that really, really has a knack for action. And I feel like she really just leans into it and makes me believe it. I literally didn't know that she spoke English like fluently when I first saw her. Really like I was like, oh shoot! Like I really thought that she was.
It's funny because she's British too.
Yeah, I didn't know. I literally did not know where she was from.
We made the language. We made.
Yeah, I was like, she's from a something stand. Like I don't know where she's from, but and that's how good she was with it. And it feel like I felt the character through her. Now the overpraise of Florence Pugh makes me skeptical about everybody else. So
Wait,
This
I could
is
see that.
Florence Pugh?
no.
This is what he does. No. Hear him out. Hear
This
him
is my
out.
problem. This is my problem.
Gaslighting.
Yo,
Yeah,
like,
he does this all the time.
y'all
But
need
hear
to
him
hear
out.
me out. I'm saying
Hear him
that
out.
everybody's saying she's doing so great.
Mhm.
How good is everybody else doing? That's all I'm saying. I know she's doing great, but is everybody else doing
David
good?
Harbaugh.
I understand.
Well, no, I mean,
Comedically-
you can't. You haven't seen it. You haven't seen it yet, so we don't know.
That's what I'm
all you know. You might watch this movie and be like, "What the hell did everybody else watch? This sucked." I mean, you don't.
That's what I'm saying. So
That's my fear with
so-
him watching Sinners.
my high expectation is that Florence Pugh's gonna do great, and I know she's gonna do great. And from the reviews, everybody's saying she does amazing. All right, but people aren't talking a lot about everybody else, and that's making me a little bit nervous. So it's like, hey, she did amazing. The cast did great. This and that. I didn't hear that. I heard, yo, Florence Pugh, she's doing amazing. She's doing amazing. I'm like, okay.
Emotional, resonate superhero film that pushes mental health to the forefront. Florence Pugh brings the heart. David Harbour is consistently funny, and Lewis Pullman might be the stealth MVP.
Okay, all right.
He didn't hear anything.
No, I heard one person mention David, but I didn't hear anybody else talk about them. I heard everybody else talk about Florence Pugh. That was
there was another Lewis Pullman.
There was no Lewis Pullman. All right, that's
yeah.
My bad.
My bad. A new one from let's say at Just Maya's Life. Florence Pugh brings once again Florence Pugh flowers.
All right, so then I didn't get that information.
She's the superstar.
To another level in Thunderbolts, she brings her another layer, or brings here another layer of vulnerability, strength, and also imperfections on top of a perfect dramatic exchange between her and Alexia. The future of the new superhero generation is in good hands with her. So this is so you're right. That's more Florence Pugh praise.
I want to say that it's going to be a Florence Pugh movie, and I'm
okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with it too. The only thing is that I hope it's a Florence Pugh movie, but everybody else performs like well enough to support the main character.
I don't think Red Guardian has ever let us down. He's
hilarious.
He's always good.
I know he's funny, but then that's when it's like, that's just my thing.
My question is this going to live up to Fantastic Four?
I know Fantastic Four. I know that Pedro Pascal isn't going to put it on his back. And when somebody says, "Hey, Florence Pugh put this movie on,"
does Thunderbolt
the Thunderbolts, because Fantastic Four comes out in July.
I think if it would reverse, I think that would benefit because I don't know.
Because you'll have something really big coming out, and then it'll trickle. I think that you're right.
Marvel got $1 billion, and people say we're like, yeah, because it just came off of an Avengers movie. So maybe I think Thunderbolts will be fine on its own, and I think it'll help uplift. It couldn't hurt. It was great. That'll be good. That'll be good leading into Fantastic Four. So
I mean,
it would be a bad.
Fantastic Four already has high expectations just because of the actors in the movie, and obviously Pedro Pascal.
We're coming off of some bad Fantastic Four movies, so it's like
that's also true. I think that, and that's what I was kind of trying to allude to. Fantastic Four, from the direction that it's taking, watching the trailer, I can tell that everybody brings their thing, and I can 100%. Watch it not for just Pedro Pascal and say, oh yeah, I know he's gonna. I don't feel that way. I feel like, yo, I can't wait to see everybody in this movie.
Agreed.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
Pedro Pascal's gonna die by the second act, just like in the last.
Bros, they're gonna kill him off in the Mandalorian too.
Abby's gonna come out of nowhere and go, "Bitch, you thought this was a game?"
Bro, they're gonna have him take off his helmet in the Mandalorian. That's it. It's over.
Yeah. You're like, oh, dude, that'd be like, it'd be funny if they should do that. They should have Reed Richards, the Mandalorian, and Joel team up, and then Abby still kicks all their ass.
All of them.
Undefeated. Have to work out for this, and then just I'm gonna be like, forced. No.
That could have never happened to Mr. Fantastic. This is woke.
This is DEI stuff.
I think that's a little forced.
J-Rock's gonna sit there and be like, No, it makes sense if you think
It
about
connects. It connects.
It
It'll be like Roddy Piper from that movie They Live from back in the 80s when you put the I don't know if you saw that horror movie when you put the shades on and you can see who's the humans that are really aliens when you put the shades on. It's a movie called They Live. Like the second
Add that to the
that's
list.
when we see
I'll add this to the list.
it's well I'm old. I forgot I was of the old one.
Sorry, you lost us, but we'll add it to the list.
I get that reference, but
I get it now.
Guys, let us know. Let us know what you guys think about the early reviews for the upcoming Thunderbolts movie. Do you think it's going to be just a 24-hour Yelena Power heavy movie, or do you think it's going to be well balanced? I mean, Bucky's in there. Come on, we got the colonizer Bucky, the White Wolf.
Thank you. I hate that man so much.
Dude, in all honesty,
what's her name? Shuri. She keeps calling him colonizer.
Good. And also, I hate Captain. I'll never forgive Captain America for what he did, bro. That was crazy work. I'll never betray my friend like that. That was what. Anyway, we're getting on a different subject.
We're gonna get another rank. Guys, let us know what you guys think, and let's keep talking. All right, moving on real quick. I'll go over this one real fast. There was a bit of news that came up that in the world of music, Snoop Dogg and Death Row Pictures Inc. have inked a multi-year deal with NBC Universal. Snoop Dogg and Death Row Pictures Inc. Multi-universal deal that discussed the details of the. Oh, that's other notes. But there is an upcoming biopic about the life of Snoop Dogg. I guess in the vein of the NWA
yeah,
and things like that. I always thought that a movie about Snoop Dogg would be interesting, but I don't know. I don't know if I still feel that way now, but I don't know. I feel like I'm wondering if it's just I don't know. I feel like I'm worried that it's either going to be the way the Straight Outta Compton movie was, and it'll be awesome, or it'll be like how that. What was that? Was it called Live to Tell? The last Tupac movie was, where they hired the actor who looked exactly like Tupac, but
All Eyes on Me.
Was it All Eyes on Me? And
I think
it flopped hard because he couldn't. I guess the acting wasn't that great, or maybe the story wasn't that great. I'm worried about this. What do you think? Is anybody here interested in a Snoop Dogg biopic?
No.
So I'll say this honestly, I love it. I love to see it. I love to see the merger. Because I kind of looked into it a little bit, and what's going on, it's beyond just a biopic. It's more along the lines of like them just kind of like being able to create under death row. And I could see some dope hood horror movies coming from death row. Like, and one of the things that I want to see more of is people making stories, like some FUBU stories, some for us by us. Like, we kind of need that. I think it makes sense for an artist to have control when they're telling their own stories. Like, for example, can you imagine a tragedy film of Kanye West, of where he started, where he, like, how he kind of went ahead and directed the whole life story of how he went through what he went through, and now how he is where he is in the deepest, darkest.
He would never greenlight it.
And only if he was honest. Let's take away the.
It would have to be somebody just making a movie about him, because you can do that.
Just somebody you should do that.
In all reality, I would think that if he, let's say, he was in his right mind and he greenlit a biopic or a movie or a recreation of his life story, and seeing what he went through, moving to China, learning about design, being the person that everybody loved, to now being the person that is just falling off, looks disgusting, terrible person. And then you realize all of the things that he'll do for attention, becoming the person he is. Like, those types of stories being told from a lens of the artist who's going through it, I would love that. I would really love that. I think only few people have done it right. I think Bohemian Rhapsody was one of those movies that was done in a way where you see so much background of the character that when things do start happening, you really fall into it. Like I would love it. Like I would love that to happen. I think that Snoop having this opportunity to go ahead and create in the way that he wants to create, I think it's a small step. Maybe you might not agree with Snoop and his antics and what he does. Like I don't like everything that he does, but I do like this for artists.
Yeah, I agree. What about you, J Rock? What do you think about this news about it's Death Row Pictures Inc.
Yeah.
I think I'm just probably tired of people making movies about like their autobiography. They're making a new Beatles movie, and then I think they're dropping 4 different
Michael
ones.
Jackson movie about to come out.
Yeah, and like I think I'm just tired of that. Like we know the history. The Bob Dylan movie apparently was really good. The Bob Marley one was really good.
But
I think
imagine a Bob Marley by Bob Marley. Like if he
Well,
was
he's dead,
able to,
so-
I'm saying if he was alive, of course. But if he was to go ahead and direct that movie, or if Michael Jackson was able to go ahead and direct that movie, it would be
I think they wouldn't show the flawness though.
No,
they
no,
wouldn't
well,
show the bad
actually-
stuff.
Well, actually, we're wrong. We all thought that because the estate, the Michael Jackson estate, his family is in charge of it. It's Michael Jackson's nephew who's playing Michael, and people thought the same thing. Either they're only going to focus on everything except the scandals, or B, they're only going to focus on the scandals. And I'll give the Jackson Foundation their credit. They, according to the synopsis, they're covering the whole thing.
Okay.
And they've decided to split it into 2 movies. They are not going to gloss over the whole accusations in the trial. It's going to start with the trial, according to
that's beautiful.
writer. So I didn't think they would. I thought they were just going to Santa Claus his because remember this or not, Michael was never found guilty of anything.
Never.
The accusations that all over it, and the way his life went was a wild, crazy ride.
They did it because Sony couldn't stand him being
big hit job, right? But I thought that the Jacksons would ignore all those scandals, but according to the creator, they're not. They're going.
They can't.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie though, because I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, so I will be watching that movie. I don't think I am in the mood like for the Beatles. I do love the Beatles, but I'm not watching that movie. I
mean,
I think
the Jacksons. I mean, Michael owned their content for a while.
Exactly too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that story? What was his name? Was it Paul McCartney when he told the story about how Michael tricked him?
Because they made a song together too, and then from there,
Michael, I need your help. I need to buy the rights to my old Beatles. The copyright is over. Yeah, baby, I'll help you. I'll help you out. And he got on the phone. Go buy that shit. Yeah, buy it all.
put it in my pocket.
And he says that Paul McCartney says that Michael went up to him the next day and was like, it's just business, baby. Gangster.
He used his real voice. He's like, it's just business, baby.
Yeah.
He don't talk like that.
And they said that Michael Jackson actually had a real voice too.
He had a deep voice.
Yeah.
Like, y'all forgot that I'm from the
hood. I just look like this.
No, I will say that Snoop Dogg wise, I do agree with Jasoma. Like if it was many stories of just like situations that happened in Death Row, not only just Snoop Dogg's backstory, I think that would be pretty cool. I'm tired of autobiographies.
Because I think that we also forget that Snoop was the unifier. There was a huge moment where the cliques were at each other's necks, and Snoop was the person that went up on stage and was like, look, we're all here. We're going to have a good time. I know y'all have problems. I know y'all have problems, but we're going to go ahead and make this money together. He unified like the rap game at a moment. That was a pivotal moment. That's why people are so in love with Snoop, because he was able to go ahead and make things that were not okay. And that's what I kind of want to see, the progression. And I think it's interesting that it'll be coming from his mind. And even him going ahead and doing different ventures, he's able to do anything. And he's an inspiration.
You think Martha Stewart makes an appearance?
Oh man, that would be amazing.
I'll watch that.
Like
hey!
Whoa!
Hey!
Whoa!
Snoop and Martha.
Snoop and Martha.
Okay, let us know what you guys think and about the upcoming the deal that Snoop Dogg has gotten for his Death Row Pictures. I forgot that he acquired the rights to Death Row Records a couple of years ago, so it's all his now. So let's see what he does with it. Let us know what you guys think. Okay. We're going to get into this game I like to play every now and then on this channel, but we're going to do a Talk Me Into It a game. And
okay.
We're gonna. So we talked about the TV show The Pitt. We've talked about this on this channel, and my wife, who is a nurse, and she actually loves medical shows, and we'll introduce her. She's actually. I hope the camera is correct. Let's see. Got to get the mic back in place and everything. Got to make sure everything's like. This is Joy Fagan. Joy. This is the J Squared podcast. Yeah.
You're smart at this stuff. I would have fell apart a long time ago.
He was like, "Damn it, let's start over.
Let's do it live."
Let's do it live."
That sounds about right.
Literally, that was last week.
That's what his name was.
Bill O'Reilly. There you go. You got it. Bill O'Reilly.
I forgot about that. That just fuck it. Let's do it. And it was funny how the second the cameras were rolling, then he was like, "Let's do it live." Next on the fact, totally straightened up.
Unfazed.
He's a psychopath.
Yo, literally.
Well, let's see. Where is it at here? Let's see if I can bring you in. I'll do like a picture-in-picture thing on our on the vertical part of it. Okay, so
Fire.
I wanted to play a game of Talk Me Into It, where people who love a particular show or movie try to talk people who maybe haven't seen it or are a little resistant to it into watching it. And today's topic is The Pitt. I noticed that the J Squared podcast had a very similar conversation as we did. But we know your stance on that TV show. We know my stance on Hollywood, on hospital types of TV shows. You've already got me suckered into watching Grey's Anatomy. I don't have any more bandwidth for anything else.
Yeah, but you haven't watched it for a whole season.
Why you gotta be bringing up old shit? Anywho, this is about The Pitt. Now,
fix your face.
We're gonna give.
And The Pitt is not anything like Grey's Anatomy.
We're gonna give.
Facts.
We're gonna give. We're gonna give J-Rock and my wife Joy. It's like 3 J's and 1 C here. What the hell?
Let's go.
We're gonna give y'all's chance to talk us into it. So the sane people will bow out for a few minutes and let you guys talk us into it. So
I grew up watching Grey's Anatomy, and I agree. Grey's Anatomy is more of like a drama show where it's more about who's sleeping with who in the hospital than the actual surgeries or what's actually happening to the patients. With The Pitt, each episode is a different hour of the shift, which I thought was really cool because obviously coming with a Grey's Anatomy's background, you think like 2 or 3 people dying is something that you see within weeks, not a different hour of the day. So I thought that was pretty cool with how they did it. And then how they talked about different emergencies that happened throughout the shift. And what's crazy is like a bunch of characters, it was their first shift and like multiple people died in that one shift. And like, imagine it's your first day of work. You're like, all right, I want to be a doctor. And then boom, 10 people died on your watch. It's like, oh shit, like this is actually what happens to people who work in this field. Meanwhile, you have shows like Grey's Anatomy where you're like, they probably only seen one person die in like a month or something. So I agree. I do like how real it was. And then I'm okay with gore and like broken bones because in what I work into, I see a bunch of injuries, especially to athletes. So like for me, it doesn't bother me. But I know, yeah. I know like Gisoma, he doesn't really like those types of shows and how gory it could be, so I understand his side. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great show. I cried a lot because there's many emotional situations that happened throughout the season, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, I just like just like what my wife always says to me when I try to flirt with her, I could not be more drier. That's just what she always says. You lost me at Gore and Broken Bone. I'm not watching any of that stuff. What about you? What about you, Jasoma? What about how did they talk you into it?
Look, sometimes J-Rock's right. It's just not this time. This is the thing. She's just like, okay. My whole issue is that I keep saying the same thing. It's boring. It's boring to me. I don't like shows that are about hospitals if I don't laugh and it's too sad and it's too down and I'm like, I don't want to cry. Like, why do I want to be a negative Nancy right now? You know what show I did watch? It was Scrubs. I love Scrubs. And they did have those like serious like moments. Like I remember there was an episode where Dr. Cox, he don't laugh. He lost a patient. He lost a patient and he was a control freak. So, and he was the best doctor, but he kept losing patients and he kept like brushing it off. He's like, it happens, whatever. But then it's like kind of like he kept losing a patient one after the other. And then there was a patient where he was sure they were going to live, like, and he lost them. And him being a perfectionist and being like the person that knows everything in the hospital and is like at the top of his game, like he broke at that moment. He just started throwing things around and he didn't know how to handle it because he's so used to being the greatest doctor there. And I was like, wow, that was a touch of realism that I really needed from this show. And then the next episode, it was just jokes again. And I was like, all right, I'm cool with this. I like that. I don't like to have I don't like to watch a show or a movie that's just it's gonna be very drawn out, not very exciting, and too realistic. It's just not me. It's just not my vibe. It's just not my vibe.
I agree. If I wanted that much realism in a hospital show, I'll go to the ER in real life and just sit in the lobby and be like, "What are you here for? Really? I don't care. It's not my problem."
You know what another thing is? You know what another thing is? It's like if I were to go ahead and give J-Rock a skateboarding show. Like I was sponsored skateboarding a long time ago. If I was to give her a skateboarding show and be like, "Yo, it's super realistic."
You're so wrong right now. As someone who watched Nitro Circus for years.
Is that the same thing? Is that the same thing as a realistic skateboarding show? It's not. If I gave that to you, you'd be like, this is boring. I don't like it. It doesn't pique your interest. It wouldn't. That's just like real. It just is.
Show. It is drama. Just not sexy. Sleeping with people, it's drama.
Yeah.
I also don't like Grey's Anatomy too. If that makes sense. I'm just saying,
it's not that kind of drama. It's drama. It's more. I don't know. A lot of other shows. Drama, but no.
I mean, that was the whole point of this segment. I feel like there's a bunch of people out there that are like that are yelling at the screen right now. Like, what's wrong with these guys? This show is on. And you know, to be fair, for all we know, if we gave it a shot, we might find something in it that might make this the best thing we've ever seen. I just don't.
I don't feel like it.
Will I watch the show? I like staying married, so she's eventually going to make me.
He's not watching it.
Exactly. I'm watching it. We're enjoying Hacks. We enjoy. What's it called? The elementary. Abbott Elementary. I think you guys were talking about Abbott Elementary, right?
Yeah.
We love Abbott.
Like the comedy. She likes the comedy, but every now and then she loves seeing people break bones, and I'm like, what is wrong with you?
I mean, he got me to watch The Last of Us. Watching it well, but when it came out, I didn't want to because I care for zombies, scary.
She hates robots. She hates.
But I watched it and I enjoy it. Now I have to close my eyes when
Pedro Pascal's face comes on screen.
No, when
she's too turned on.
Flickers start. Doing
I understand. I get it. Yo, man. Hey, look. Look, I gotta call it when I gotta call it. I mean,
yeah.
You seen his mustache, bro? Have you seen his mustache?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, so it's a give and take thing. So I don't know. I feel like maybe if we And maybe if honestly, it's probably one of those shows that if I sat down and watched it, I probably would like it. I just don't want to give it a chance right now because I got things to do. I'm like swamped.
I think that one of the things, it looked like you're brushing your shoulder off of it. Like, yeah. I think that one of the things for me is just like, it wouldn't be on my to-do list to watch because there's so much stuff out there. And again, other people might find it extremely fascinating, especially if you work in some proximity to that. Like J-Rock has shown me some awesome shows that maybe not have piqued my interest completely, but they probably would have been great for somebody else, like Ted Lasso. Not a huge fan of Ted Lasso, but I'm also not a huge fan of like, you know, the whole sports aspect or being, you know, involved with like sports in that way. So
it's a mental health show, but yeah.
That's not even the point of Ted Lasso.
I understand.
Show where there's like
listen,
everything is so positive.
I know that there's an angle. I know there's an angle. It's just that the allure or the attraction to me, it didn't come across in that way. I just couldn't get into it because of that angle.
It's like a mixed bag. It's like a potpourri kind of a thing with our group and with us and with them. Like for the next segment, we're going to talk about Sinners. You know, I saw it. You didn't see it. J-Rock. And he didn't see it. So it's like it's funny. It's like we're like.
Can you please tell these people that it's not such a bad thing to not have seen the movie yet? Like, no, I just haven't had time.
Oh no, she wants to stay married. She's gonna watch it.
I'm gonna watch it too. I mean,
I'm gonna watch it again this weekend. What do you mean?
Damn right.
I didn't say I wouldn't watch it. I was supposed to.
Damn right.
See?
There's 2 Michael B. Jordans, one for you, one for me. Anyway.
Yeah, at the same time.
At the same time.
Hold on, wait. Don't ruin it for me. Okay, not like that.
Shut up. Everybody... You saw the trailer.
All right.
You know that review was coming. Anyway.
Hold on, wait.
Oh, sorry, spoilers. Sorry.
Don't get
I knew that was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen.
Like vampires, come on, you know.
And that was my favorite thing. I'm kidding. No, but like again, like it just comes to these like hospital shows. I just get really bored really easily with them, and also I have a problem with pacing. And if it's too realistic, I don't know how it's gonna really hold my attention like that. So I don't know. I wasn't convinced. Sorry, guys.
I just wouldn't call it boring. I just would say it's not your style. It's not your taste.
Because I would feel like it's boring.
It's not.
Yeah, no web singing, bro. No, have you guys seen Paradise?
No.
Yes.
So okay, not.
Sorry, Jay. My fault.
If like that show, when you watch that show in itself, like you would understand what I mean by like the excitement, the pacing, and the drama that goes along with it. That show, I could not care less about, you know, government type of show and stuff like that. But that show made me care about conspiracy, all of that stuff. Like it was incredible.
That's the type. Every show that's mentioned is like it's shifts. Like there's the new set of 2 that will agree and the other 2 don't. It's like it's funny how it shifts. Like,
every single time.
Family Guy.
Family Guy.
No, I watched Paradise too. I just wouldn't go to the levels that Jasoma is. He's just like.
It's no Last of Us, so.
Literally. Literally.
Guys, let us know what you guys think.
I'm not doing this with you. I see what you're trying to do. Yeah, I see you, Chris. I see you, Chris.
We'll see. If we talk you into it, will you guys give it a chance for the Pitt or any of the other shows that we mentioned? Let us know. Thanks, babe, for helping me out and coming back. I know you're out there busy and whatnot. So we're about to wrap it up. We're about to head to the last segment. So thanks, babe. They couldn't see you. Hold on, we'll put that back up there. There you go.
See ya. Nice to meet you.
I don't know if you guys could even see her on screen. There you go. Okay. Yeah. All right. Not gonna watch that show. All right. Thank you guys for watching our video. I really do appreciate it. Remember, you can support our show by becoming a member or a Patreon. So click the subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the bell for notifications so you'll never miss out on when we go live or post new content. Let's stay connected, grow this community together. Like, subscribe, comment, and let's keep talking.